What is up, nephew?
What's up?
Who do we got on this week?
We got Andrew. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Andrew. I'm 22, and do you want me to do? I guess. Well, I work as like a pipeline technician here in Pueblo.
You train jujitsu, obviously. You're a blue
Yeah.
belt. Um, so why don't you talk about how you got started in jujitsu?
Well, basically, I really got into it just because of the fact that I was really close with you when we were in school, and I was always a really big fan of like wrestling. I did wrestling when I was younger, from about 6 to I would say 12 or 13. And it was like one of the sports that I like really took a liking to compared to like I've played plenty of sports such as like football, baseball, stuff like that. But wrestling was like up there. And I never really understood what like jiu-jitsu consisted of when I was younger, which is why I never started earlier. And so basically just I ended up we became like really close, and then I kind of learned more about the whole sport, what it consists of, stuff like that. And I realized that it's like really close to wrestling, so I knew it'd be something I really enjoyed. And it's kind of just like how I started. Like one day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go in for my free class, and that was it from there.
How long ago was that?
A little over 3 years ago, almost 3.5 years now.
And what's did you say you're a pipeline fitter? Is that what you said it is?
Pipeline technician, yeah.
What is that?
That's
Is
what
that like
my
a code name for male stripper?
So I work for a gas pipeline company in the county.
I see.
And so there's like different sections and stuff. We have like different buildings. We have our pipeline building, our welders building, all that stuff. I work in what they call the turbo shop. So basically, we build giant turbos that attach to the gas pipelines to, keep the gas moving through, oxygen, stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool job, something different for sure.
You used
That's
to work for a food truck, right?
I did, yeah. I worked for a food truck. I have only recently started this job. I started back in beginning of April. And before that, I worked at a food truck, and I worked there for about 2.5 years.
What's it called? The food truck.
Juanita's Burritos,
Where are they located?
right across the street from the Southside Walmart.
He's
They're
the
good.
goofy kid I told you I picked up a couple burritos from over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Or
was
is
a
that
long
like
time ago. You actually
episode
looked like a
one?
kid. Yeah.
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 Yeah. They got some good stuff there for sure.
Oh yeah,
We ate
definitely.
that. We ate that today. Actually, he brought back
Oh,
some
Yeah,
good
stuff.
stuff. What you guys
Yeah,
get from
right
there?
before this.
we got the free hookup.
I got just beef tacos, but her beef tacos, I swear, like some of the best in town for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. The Spanish rice
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
Spanish rice. Her
definitely.
salsa's good too. And I'm very picky about salsa, but her salsa's legit. It's pretty good. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
the main reason I like their tacos, because her salsa's good and it's hard to
every
find.
time every time we go there, Angel gets I think it's chicken enchiladas, and then I get the beef tacos.
Uh, the enchiladas are pretty good.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite stops. So, and I go to Walmart like every other day, so that helps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's easy.
Yeah.
it's in a convenient location for sure. The
Oh,
Yeah,
breakfast
definitely.
very,
skillet
very.
too. If you go, the breakfast skillet is so much food. Like if you need to feed two people on a budget, just buy that breakfast skillet. You could probably feed two people with that.
Definitely, yeah.
I've
It is a
never had
It's
it.
lot.
a lot of food. It's a lot of food.
I'm gonna have to
It's
try
like
it.
Basically
what?
everything. It's everything that's in a breakfast burrito, but just in a big like plate.
That's my favorite. Anything that
It's
says big on it.
big.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what I like.
that's pretty much what it is. It's like pretty much almost triple the portions of everything. I'd say more double, but
It's
So would you
legit.
say that's your favorite job you've ever had, or the job you're doing now
my
is better?
favorite job, I don't know. I'm more of like I honestly, it wasn't a bad job at all. I really did like working at the trailer and stuff like that. But I'm not like a huge people person. So it wasn't like my ideal job. So what I do now is a lot better. I like labor, I like doing manual labor, stuff like that, and I get to work by myself most of the time, so it's a lot easier. Fits into what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I remember like just going back to off topic, just going back to jujitsu, but I remember like I don't even know, like growing up trying to get you to start like constantly. Like I'd always tell you like, "Oh, just come try it."
Yeah,
Like and you're always like, "Yeah, I would, but I don't know, you just kind of like didn't know what to think of it."
I
And
just didn't
then
understand what it was.
yeah, yeah, and then I remember getting when we got older, you got that job at the food truck and you're like, well, now I can actually pay for it, so I can definitely try it. So you're like, all right, I got the job, I'll try it. You and Nick came in. You guys both did a trial class.
Yeah, we did.
You stuck with it, obviously. Nick didn't, but I don't know, maybe someday we'll get him back. But you stuck with it, and then yeah, ever since then you've been going on strong. But I remember that's how you started. Like I was just like bugging him all the time to come try it, and then eventually he finally did.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
did
I can definitely be one of those people that says I regret not starting sooner for sure. But I mean, everything happens
At
for a
least you're here
reason.
now.
So,
Yeah.
what did it feel like to get your blue belt?
um, it was nice, but I don't know. It wasn't like I wouldn't say it was like a crazy feeling or anything. Like it was cool because it's like something you really work towards when you first start is like getting your blue belt. But for the most part, I was already like I already felt like I was competing at that point and stuff at that time as it was. So it didn't really feel too different. Besides, until after, then once you start realizing like you go to like competition and stuff like that, then you realize how much more like doors it opens to now. And then it felt a lot different. But I don't know, it didn't like it was a cool thing for sure. It was a cool experience to like go through the whole belt promotion and stuff like that.
What did they
And
call that
go
when you guys go through, like where everybody's standing next to you and then you go through
Oh,
it?
the gauntlet.
Yeah. Did
yeah,
you
the
go through that?
gauntlet. I did go through the gauntlet.
Anybody hit you in the face?
Very, no, no, very painful experience. Very, very painful.
It's yes. The gauntlet sucks.
I
I
think
actually
I had like welts on my body for at least a week after that.
Did you?
yeah, me too. Yeah. I have one more gauntlet like that I have to do like ASAP.
Oh, you
And
haven't
that's
gone
going to
to
be the
yours for the
worst
black
one.
belt?
I haven't gotten my no because I competed the day after I got my black belt, so they didn't want to. Well, I didn't want them to whip me the day before, and then every time they touched me, I'm like in pain because of the freaking
Yeah.
wounds from the gauntlet. So yeah, I didn't get my black belt gauntlet yet, and that one's gonna be the worst. I already know it. They're gonna hit me so hard.
It's the final one. You have to.
Yeah, it's the final one. It's
Yeah,
not
you have to
fun.
walk extra
It's so
slow
bad.
for that one.
I know. I'll take that one. I won't block them.
So Drew, do you compete?
I do, yeah. I've been competing since I pretty much first started.
How do
So
you
would you?
go
Sorry.
ahead, Warren.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So would you say you do jujitsu because of competition or some other reason? Like, what is uh, your main motivating factor for doing jujitsu?
I would say my main one is definitely competition, but I would also say it's like a mixture. So like majority of the time I train because I want to compete and stuff like that. And competing is fun. I'm a very competitive person in pretty much anything. But at the same time, it's also like a really good hobby, you know, to stay in shape, meet cool people, stuff like that. So it's kind of a mix, but it's mainly competition side.
Do you do tournaments or do you try to do what Juan's doing where he goes around and tries to get on with matches
I'm
and stuff
hoping,
like that?
as of right now, I've only done tournaments, but I am definitely planning on getting into like the pro fight scene and, you know, try and travel some places, compete in different areas, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one big thing for me. Like competing competing is cool already, but like once you get to compete in another state in someone else's territory, it's so fun. Like it changes it a little bit. It
Yeah.
it just makes you feel like you're I don't know, like you're almost at a higher level, I guess you could say, or like you're really dedicated to this sport to fly, states away just to do a competition. Like it feels good in my opinion.
I bet. I
So
definitely soon I plan on doing something like that for
that's
sure.
something you got to do for sure. So do you have any like specific goals for competition? Like any, I don't know, like competitions you want to win one day or
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that, I guess.
definitely. I'm definitely more towards like the nogi side. So like obviously ADCC is at the top of the list. It's the biggest one you can get to.
Hmm.
And but I'd also like to go to like try like the IBJJF Nogi World stuff like that. Try and win one of those or a few of those. And yeah, pretty much it's like definitely higher end on the competition side. I want to be able to compete at the highest level as soon as possible.
Are
Okay.
you
I
So
don't
you're
want
kind
to.
of,
oh,
go
What's
ahead.
that?
are you going to branch off to MMA then?
I'm not sure. I'm not completely against it right now. Like I think it is something that I would possibly try, but at the moment I think I'm more focused on jiu-jitsu, just the jiu-jitsu side of it. But I think for sure I would definitely like to try something like that, get at like one fight under my belt at least, get to experience it.
Yeah. Say, just, you could tell people you did it.
Yeah, exactly. I do one fight, I'm officially an MMA fighter.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, if you win, you're undefeated forever. Just retire
Exactly.
undefeated.
I'll just fight
Yeah.
some guy
So,
that's like 0 and 10.
right.
Come on now.
An
Some
0
of
and
these
10
guys do
striker.
that.
You
Right.
get
Yeah.
beaten down. Yeah.
That's perfect plan. Yeah, that's where I'm at too, trying to get to a high level, compete at ADCC, all that stuff. So we definitely have similar goals in jiu-jitsu for sure. Um, another pretty prestigious tournament now, the Who's Number One cards. I think those would be really fun to get on. Like obviously it takes a lot to be at that level to get on that, but that would be awesome to do a Who's
Oh
Number
yeah,
One. Would you be
that'd be a
interested in those
ton of
too?
fun. For sure, for sure. The promotion and stuff is super cool. Like the way they showcase all the matches, stuff like that is like top tier. It looks really fun.
So again, going still talking about grappling. Who would you say is your favorite high level grappler to watch?
My favorite right
Yeah,
now to watch is probably Andrew Tackett. And
that's a good
not just
one.
because we have the same name, but I fully like his grappling style. He's a very like I would say unorthodox and high pace and that I don't know, that's something that I would like to be like is be able to push the pace on people and have that almost infinite gas tank pretty much.
Oh yeah, he's very exciting to watch. That dude, he does have an infinite gas tank for sure.
Yeah.
I was I was pretty sad that he got injured in that. I think who is it with PJ? Right, he got injured with PJ Barch.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who's number one. Yeah, pretty sure he injured like his back somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, like his back or his rib or something like that. So he wasn't able to do trials, but I was curious to see if he was going to win East Coast trials and get into ADCC this next year.
He's had what first place ADCC Las Vegas Open 2022, first place
Yep.
IBJJF World Championship in Nogi in 2021 as a purple belt, and then 2022 as a brown belt.
Hmm. And he just recently got his black belt too.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah. So he's a black belt now, but
Does he go
he's
around
young.
and hold seminars?
Yeah, I think he's doing one right now. Actually, I think he's out of the country right now doing a
Yeah,
seminar,
I'm pretty positive
ADCC
he
camp
is.
or something, huh?
Yeah, I seen it
I
on his
think
Instagram, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know where it's at. Is it like London? Maybe. I think it's London, but I'm not
Yeah.
positive.
I think
Yeah.
those would be cool to go to.
Oh
See
yeah, like
see the guy you really look up to and go to one of his seminars and pick his brain.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
It'd be good to do that with like any top tier grappler, not even just your favorite one.
Hmm.
You can learn
Yeah.
something from every grappler you meet.
Yeah, I was just at B team and I was learning some cool stuff from some of the best guys in the sport. And I was asking, we were talking about it. We both trained already today once, so we were talking about something that I asked Joseph Chan a question. He's another high level dude. He came up recently, so he's more new to the scene. Like people didn't know about him until like really recently because he just won. What trials was that? Do you remember what it was called? Was that Asia or no? Or I think it was
I
the Asian
believe
trials,
I believe it
like
was
Asia
Asia.
Oceania or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just won those trials, so he'll be in ADCC next year. But I was up at B team, and I got to ask him some questions, and man, his teaching is like awesome. He's like a super good high level teacher as well as grappler, but I really liked his teachings.
Yeah, he's extremely good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you watch a lot
I've
of?
watched quite a few.
I was gonna say, do
What's
you
that?
watch a lot of videos and tournaments like on
Oh
Flow?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I always, whenever I compete, a lot of the times I always like to watch my own matches over again, because seeing mistakes I made, stuff like that, what you can always improve on everything. Even if you won a match, there's always a way to improve. But yeah, watching other people too. I watch a ton of people, and such as like lately, I've been watching a lot of the standard jiu-jitsu guys. I've watched a lot of their when they go and compete at trials, the opens, and stuff like that, and it definitely helps a lot. Helps you see like a whole nother perspective on how they train and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch our video last week where we picked
I
brackets?
did, yeah.
How did you feel about his and my brackets and how we picked them?
I don't. I'm not too sure. I mean, they're hard. Like it was a hard bracket to put together just because of the
It
fact of all
was.
the guys in it. They're all super skilled, so it was like I don't think I would have been very far off either.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
Did you watch that tournament?
I didn't get to, no. I
No.
wanted to, but I was not home that day, so I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was wild. I got to watch it live. Ryan Aiken looked amazing. I was super surprised. I didn't expect him to win, but just his EBI overtime was just on another level compared to everyone else. Like even PJ, who's a very explosive grappler, I'd expect to be able to escape his back control pretty quick. He was glued to him. Like he could not escape his back control. They got into those rolling battles, and PJ didn't even really get like any misalignment. Like it was crazy. I'm gonna have to study his freaking back control because it was insane. And then his escapes too. He would get out of PJ's back control in like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, like quick.
I'm
So
gonna have
was it
to.
PJ that
Hopefully, they
won?
post like the replay.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said I hope they post the replay so I can watch it.
Oh yeah, they should. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. At least for the bracket, you'd think.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not really. I mean, super fights would be cool to watch too, but mainly just want to see the bracket, to be honest.
Yeah.
And PJ won. His
No.
no, who won?
Ryan Aiken won.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Aiken won via he beat PJ in the finals via ride time. Or did he sub him? No, I think it was ride time. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if he subbed him or if it was ride time. But he beat PJ in the finals. He beat PJ. He beat Taza. Who else did he beat? PJ Taza. Let me pull it up. So I could look through all the guys he beat because he ran through a pretty stacked side. Like he didn't have easy matches. I was
Was he
super
ranked kind of
surprised.
low?
No, he was ranked pretty high. I think he
Mhm.
was the third seed or something like that. Where is he at here? Okay, so he beat JB first round, who's a B team guy. Then second round, he beat Cade Anna, I don't know how to say his last name still, Cade Anastasius or Anastasios, something like that. He beat Cade, who's a Wagner Rocha guy, also a very good dude. Then he beat Oliver Taza, and then in the finals he beat PJ. So he had to take out the one seed in the finals, and then the 2 seed right before the finals, and he got it done. So
That's
pretty
pretty cool.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, especially against somebody like PJ, man. PJ's a great
Yeah.
grappler.
Yeah, PJ is just so explosive. I didn't think he was going to be able to control him that easy. The regulation wasn't too crazy. Like, you didn't really see a lot of like getting deep in the waters. You know, they didn't really get pulled into anything deep. But once they got a hold of each other in EBI overtime, Ryan Aiken was just better at overtime. I don't know if he's a better grappler and all, but definitely better at EBI overtime.
For the rule sets.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super good at that rule set.
It's like
But-
So
Mickey
you were
Rod.
you were there live.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did you do while you were out there?
I did some training at B Team. I explored a lot. It was fun actually. We were driving around, so we got a rental car. We drove around downtown a lot. We checked out some random restaurants and just random places. Like we went to this, I don't drink, but we went to this like tequila bar thing, and they had tacos too. And it was just like this chill spot. Like we just hung out. They have like I'll have to remember the name, but they have like a backyard area where there's like cornhole and stuff back there. And we were just chilling back there talking about jiu-jitsu and Austin in general. Me, Luca, one of the guys who was on the card, and then Garrett, my friend who lives there, and then Kate. And it was pretty chill. And then I had barbecue, but I actually didn't get Terry Black's, but I had Interstellar barbecue, which was also super good. Really close to Terry Black's, but not as good in my opinion. Not cheaper either. Like
Have you
same
been out there
price.
too?
What's that?
Have you been out there? Have you gone to like
I
Austin?
haven't, no.
No.
I haven't really traveled very much. The only place I've been out of state wise is Vegas. I've been to Vegas a few times, and Mexico. That's pretty much it.
So what's your dream place to go train or just to go visit?
Training wise, definitely Texas, 100%, because they got like all the top rated gyms there. That Texas is number one. But I don't know. I don't know where I'd live, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind Colorado. Colorado's really nice, beautiful state. But I don't think Pueblo is somewhere I would stay. I think I'd probably move to a more city area. I
Like a
enjoy
bigger
like
city.
being like, yeah, exactly. Like even like Denver. Like I enjoy the city side of things, like where it's always alive pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Pueblo.
we're pretty
ahead.
lively in Pueblo. Didn't you see that they put a drive-through at the mall just the other day?
Yeah.
Right
I
right
mean,
before the
like,
holiday season, we got a drive-through at the mall now. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's pretty lively.
You guys,
not the
yeah,
good type of lively.
Yeah.
that's true.
That definitely lit up the town for sure. Because that mall
Oh
parking
yeah.
lot was full the next day. So everybody
yeah.
forgot that we had a mall
Everybody
until then.
everybody wanted to see what happened. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
yeah, I guarantee they didn't even know we had a mall before that.
no,
Everyone
exactly.
else.
So the people that don't know, somebody obviously he has issues, decided to drive his car through the mall and make some false statements. So it was big news in
Straight through the
Pueblo
front
last
door.
week because we don't get news like that. So not usually.
Yeah. Of course, that happens when I'm gone too. We probably would have heard that. We live, the mall's like across the
You
creek
would've
from
heard it.
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I was
I
gone,
know.
so.
I just so happen to not be here too, so
Well, I mean,
I
like
think
it
I
was
was
around like
working
2:30 in
during
the
that time.
afternoon, and there were people actually videotaping it. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I didn't
It was
even think the mall
crazy.
was open that early. So
I
I'm surprised
know.
people were there. So
Well,
They're
you
just
had
trying to.
people like running up to where he just drove his car through it. Like,
Yeah. No
I
common
know.
sense, right?
That homie
not at
was
all.
shooting in the
Not at
parking
all.
lot beforehand, I heard. He was like shooting a gun in the parking lot.
I'm not sure. I know he called the police on himself, and then when they tried to
Oh, did
engage,
he?
he drove through. So I think I think
Yeah.
what he did is he did like a Facebook Live and walked around saying he was going to kill people.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
think he
think it
actually
was,
shot, but you know,
yeah, I think it was on
still.
TikTok, I heard.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people recording and running in there, and I just think that's the dumbest thing to do. Police
I
are trying
know.
to get him. He was claiming there were bombs in the car, and you're going to run in there just to get a clip. I mean, what did they get
Yeah,
out of
exactly.
it? But
They're
still,
trying
Next
to
thing
be
you know,
we
they
made
they're
the
trying to
blow up.
news.
become TikTok famous.
Yeah, we made the news about something other than some other dumb shit that happens in town. So
It'll do, I guess.
yeah, I tried to
I'll
go over there to see if I could just like drive through the food court to get something to eat, but no, they already had it boarded off. I guess I can't experience the drive-through in the food court.
What's the saying? It's like all publicity is good publicity or something
I
like
guess,
that.
yeah, I guess.
Oh
So.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe not in this case, but most of the time that's probably true.
Yeah. Well, Angel's the one that told me what was going on. I was working, so I didn't even pay attention until she started showing me the videos. And I just
I just seen a video on someone's story on Snapchat, and I showed Kate, and I was like, "Look what happened!" Of course, while we're gone, but
yeah,
and she was like, "Jesus."
yeah.
But all right, quick switch of topics. We talk about food a lot, so, and I know we already talked about the food truck, but what is your favorite restaurant in Colorado?
My favorite restaurant.
Yeah. Like, what do you think? I mean, I know that's tough because I don't even know if I have one. Like, I think I have like a couple that are like different like types of food, but you just give us top few.
Top. See, I don't really like eat out very often, like here in Pueblo, just because there's not like a ton of places to eat. But recently, I was traveling a lot to like Denver and stuff for some things, and I had this like really good ramen place. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like I want to say it starts like an N, like a Nezuko ramen or something like that. That place was really good. And then I also went and tried a really good seafood place that I really like is the Juicy Seafood. I went there in Denver as well. That place was super good. Really, really good seafood.
Okay.
And what's one more? Oh yeah, I also like really like this. There's a burger place there too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like an old style setup. Like you know how like before they used to have like the small tables outside. It's like a really small building. It's mainly like a drive-through sort of thing.
Okay.
Pretty much every time I went to
Like a
Denver, I
diner,
ate there.
like an old
Yeah,
fashioned
exactly.
diner.
But it wasn't like it didn't have like an indoor seating area. All the whole building
Oh,
was like it's all pretty much the kitchen and stuff. And
okay.
I pretty much went there like every time I've been to Denver, and it's
Oh,
very good and super cheap.
What's it
dang.
called?
I can't remember the name of it. It was always it's right on I mean, it's not like the easiest explanation, but right next to the Fillmore Auditorium. It's right on Colfax, which isn't an easy explanation because Colfax is everything in Denver,
That's
but
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
It's like all of
Anything and
Denver.
everything funnels into
but
Colfax.
I know for sure it's literally only like I want to say 3 blocks away from the Fillmore Auditorium.
Okay. We'll have to
Try to find out what
see.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to find out what it is.
It's
You
But
super
guys, you
good
guys
and
like
it's very cheap. Like
it's cheap. You said.
yeah, very cheap. We got like
that's
3 meals for like $45.
Oh, that's not bad.
it's not bad,
That's
yeah.
not bad at all.
And
Not when you go
that
to
was
Wendy's,
like
it's like $50 for one now.
exactly. And that was like for full meals, so like burger, fries, drink, and then also with 3 like ice cream shakes as well. Because they do
Oh,
like
dang.
they do like the custard there as
That's
well
nice.
really
too. So
cheap.
yeah, so it's extremely cheap, and it was like that pretty much like every time I went there. So
Do you guys
Dang.
like the like Chipotle setup or like a Qdoba? Do you guys like that kind of a setup?
oh yeah, I do.
There's a
Yeah.
there's a place in Denver. off of Arapahoe Road. So if you take the Arapahoe Road exit and you take a right, it's called Sabor, S-A-B as in boy, O-R. Oh man, they have the best refried beans, and that's how their setup is. But it's more, instead of it being like, how would I put it? I don't want to sound racist, but like white Mexican, like Chipotle's, it's like Mexican.
Like legit.
Yeah, like they put fat in their refried beans. It's not a healthy place to go, but man, they have the best setup. If that's a place you guys want to get a quick burrito or something from, Sabor is like the place to stop, and it's not that.
Where is it in Denver? You said?
Yeah, right off of in Centennial. So like Arapahoe Road as you're coming into Denver. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to try it. It's pretty good. When I lived in Denver, I ate that like almost every day. I had an office down there off of Arapahoe Road in Centennial, and I would go to Sabor like every day. So I love that place.
Dang, that's legit.
So if there's one place in Pueblo that you would go and eat at, where is that? Whether it's a restaurant or a food truck or fast food, where do you go?
The one place, I would probably say that burger place.
No, in Pueblo.
I definitely have.
In Pueblo.
Oh, in Pueblo. In Pueblo, I'd probably say Chipotle. I'm a very big fan of Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle is pretty legit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. I
mean,
good.
Yeah.
In a pinch, and you go right at opening before the line gets there, because that line just it's like
exactly
Chick-fil-A, just the line never goes away.
That's true. Chick-fil-A gets people through quick though.
Yeah,
they do, but it's always it's still a wait just because you got at least 15 cars ahead of you.
Yeah, that's true.
So do you drink coffee? Do you stop at like coffee shops or anything like that?
No, I do drink coffee, but I don't really stop at coffee shops. Like pretty much we have like a whole coffee machine and stuff at my job, so I pretty much just make it there, or that's pretty much it. Or I just don't drink it. I'll drink like energy drinks and stuff most of the time.
Have you guys ever had Dutch Bros?
I have, yeah.
I don't like coffee.
We're getting one here in Pueblo, over on the south side, off of the boulevard.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. I did hear that.
That's like
I like it. I like
sweet.
it, but I don't like the drive-through experience. Like when I last went there, the guy in the drive-through was like pretty much halfway sticking his body inside of my car.
Asking me what you're gonna do for the day.
Yeah, he's all. So what are your plans today? I'm like, well, you can first off get back into your drive-through window.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. That's funny.
I absolutely do not see people in Pueblo getting hired by Dutch Bros and doing something like that, though. I could see that everywhere.
There's no way.
But in Pueblo, there's no way. You're probably going to get one of them muffin tops thrown at you if you complain about anything. So I don't see it having the same experience once it comes. But yeah,
I feel like,
all
the people that like have that, good service, I guess you would say, or like actually respectful people, they're probably already work at like Starbucks and Chick-fil-A. So they're already all taken. I don't know where they're going to find more.
Well, apparently that like service from Dutch Bros is like a part of like they're supposed
brand.
to do that. They have
to. They require it. It's just like, I don't know if you guys remember Chipotle's of old. That's how they used to be at Chipotle's. They had, I've had many jobs. I've had many job interviews, and I went to an interview for Chipotle's when they first opened here in Pueblo. And they told me right away, as I was coming in, you better have a smile. You better be perky. We want to see 10, energetic all the way, or otherwise we won't even finish the interview. Well, as soon as they said my name they asked me for my name, I gave them my name. They ended the interview because I couldn't get that perky. So there was about 10 of us walking out all at the same time. That's the Chipotle's of old. Obviously, customer service kind of lacks over there now. Yeah, it's a little different now. But Dutch Bros, they ingrained that in you, and that's how Culver's is too. But if you notice, Culver's, their customer service was on point when they first opened, but now it's like the normal Pueblo people are here, and it's whatever. Yeah.
I would say the best. Like, I haven't really had too many rude people at Starbucks. Like, they actually do pretty good. Well, it depends which one you go to. The one on the north side is pretty good, and then the Chick-fil-A too. I haven't really had too many rude people at those.
No, I had
Southside one's pretty good.
Which one? There's a couple. So you're talking about the one by the Walmart?
The one right next to I used to go to the one by Walmart all the time.
Yeah.
They're super nice in there.
They're not bad. So Angel goes to Starbucks like every other day. So Sorry, Angel, I'm dogging you out right now. She goes back every other day. And when you ask for like caramel on the walls and the top, man, that south side one by the Walmart, it's like half the cup is caramel. So,
Jeez.
That's how it should be.
I don't know, man. I can't.
If I ask for
like,
extra, that's how I want it to be.
I don't know, man.
Funny.
If I want something like that, I'll definitely go there when I'm constipated because there's nothing staying in after that. So that's pretty rough. But I don't know. We don't really have like any big burger joints besides like the fast food places here, right? We don't really have any.
We have Bingo Burgers pretty legit here.
Oh yeah, they're good.
It's not. I like it. It's not my favorite style of burger. I like smash burger, like really thin. Theirs is a little bit more like a little bit of a thicker patty.
Yeah, it's like an artisan burger.
Yeah.
So thick. Yeah.
But Kate loves that place, and it's pretty popular here. Like a lot of people like it.
Yeah, it's expensive, and the wait is long because they cook everything fresh. But yeah, their burgers and their like sauces are exceptional. Like I have to agree. That's just like a once every few months or once a year kind of stuff. So you can't go there that often, and we don't really have that. Yeah,
she would, but I can't. They hurt my stomach too. I'll only agree to go there like once every few months, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you have to make sure you have a whole free day after you eat one of those. Your day has to be free of relaxation and toilet sitting.
So
go ahead, Juan.
I was just gonna say real quick. We didn't really talk about. We got Tommy's opinion, but I think we should go over some go-to places in Pueblo real quick, like restaurants. Like I have a couple that I think if people were traveling through Pueblo that they should go to that are pretty good. Yeah. I would say there's this little I don't want to say ghetto because it's not really ghetto. It's like what do they call it? Like a very local business. I don't know what you call it.
A mom and pop
shop. Hole in the wall. Yeah, mom and pop shop, like a hole in the wall. But it's called Rita's. They're super good Mexican food. It's like been there for forever. Yeah, it's been there forever. Like their prices are still low. It's one of those places that doesn't like jack up their prices like crazy. And just because they have so many regulars and so many people love them, they're able to stay open with low prices. But they're legit. So that's one of my go-to places for Pueblo if you're traveling through to try.
I'd have to say Paskey's.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That's a good.
I definitely agree.
I mean, we have a few places that do the grinder, but nothing like Paskey's. So any of the Paskey's.
Paskey's is very good.
Yeah.
I was pretty sad to see that they closed that one location though.
On Abriendo, the original?
Yeah. Original, yeah. Because that one was a vibe too.
That one always had some type of problems though.
That's true.
Yeah. I
not
grew up with some of the
but
Paganos.
Like the building.
Yeah. I grew up with some of the Paganos, and when we grew up, a lot of us didn't even know that their family owned Paskey's or they were related to the owners at the time. Now I know Brian, one of the guys I grew up with, runs one of them. But man, they're always clean. The food is fast, and it's when you need that greasy burger or grinder, man, that's the place to stop and you don't see that anywhere else. So
that's a good one. So
what about pizza, guys? A lot of the mom and pop shops are gone. So what would you say for pizza?
For pizza, yeah, that's tough. I don't know.
We just have
Kate really likes. Oh, Angelo's has really good pizza. Kate likes Blackjack for like more of a fast food type pizza. She likes Blackjack. That's more of like that's like Pueblo and Springs, I think, though.
Yeah, they have. I think they have a couple in Denver too.
Do they?
Pizza King. There's 2 locations in Colorado, which are Pueblo West and Pueblo.
I've had them. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long, so I don't remember how much I liked it.
I used to love East Coast pizza, but they closed down. So that was my place.
That was good. Yeah, that place was good. That's where what's it called is now. That's where there's a new Italian restaurant there now, right?
No, so that was Manhattan's because now that's Rosario's.
Oh yeah, Manhattan's. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
East Coast was right next to that barbecue place right there up the street by the
okay.
just before like Dairy Queen and stuff on the other side by
Yeah.
Albertsons.
Uh-huh.
East Coast, you went with us a couple times. One, I don't know if you've ever been there, Drew. They have like cannolis and stuff and cookies. They used to have all that stuff. So
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had it.
No, that place was good. They finally closed down, which sucks. But I don't know. I guess Angelo's is a local place. I don't know.
Angelo's is pretty legit. It depends on what style of pizza, because I crave pizza and sometimes I'll crave a specific style. So like if you like really greasy, what is it? Is it Ian's? Yeah, Ian's is pretty good for like really greasy
Ian's
pizza.
Like, I'm gonna adjust my seat, but Ian's is awesome. The thing with Ian's is they've been around a long time. They have a grinder that's not bad, but it's still like it doesn't rival Paskey's whatsoever. I don't think. And that's
another.
Like in a weird part of town, right? That's in Bessemer. So
yeah, it's on Northern. Yeah, there's a lot of sketchy people down there for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I used to work at the Dollar General right there, so I know.
Oh yeah, that Dollar General is crackhead central.
Yep, definitely.
That's their hub.
What about ice cream, guys? What's the one place that somebody would stop at?
Cold Stone.
Yeah, I mean it's a chain, but
it is a chain.
That's
but
probably the best we have. I can't think of like a local one that's better.
Well, there's Nick's, but now that Solar Roast
Nick's is pretty good. Whatever,
they changed.
Nick's
slightly.
Is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like majority of our ice cream places are all just like main chains.
Yeah, like Baskin Robbins.
I guess there's like an ice cream bakery downtown I've never been to, and they have like a little arcade in there. So that one's
I have been there Mexican actually. Ones? It's it's called Bite Me Cake Company.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I've seen
it. It is very good. I highly recommend there. I remember I went there a while ago and got like a brownie with vanilla ice cream, and it was amazing.
Those those Mexican ice cream shops like Haas 2 Loco is really good. I just feel bad for the lady that owns it because they keep breaking in and stealing her TVs and stuff, and it's that one right off of 29th Street by the M&M. But I don't like what do they call that Mexican seasoning? The
tahini.
Yeah, tahini and whatever
I think it's amazing.
I don't really like it either.
No.
Yeah, I'm not too into the Mexican ice cream and Mexican candy because I don't like tahini either.
Yeah, no. So those places I don't go into. Even there, like everything has it in it when you get those, when you go to those kind of places. So
yeah, it does.
I have
to.
Has
it like tahini or chamoy in it.
Chamoy, there you go. There's the other one. I always hear Angel and little Rosie talking about tahini and chamoy, and I'm like, just keep it away from me, please. I don't want it. So. What about what other places are there, or what other types of food would we?
One other one that I want to mention that I know we already talked about Mexican and tacos, but I think Tommy's a hater for this place, or he doesn't like it as much as other places. But I think Tacos Fuego is better than La Sierrita for tacos. I'm gonna start some beef with Tommy on this one because he said La Sierrita is the best. I think Tacos Fuego is better.
Yeah, no, it's definitely better. I don't think it tops Navarro though.
Yeah, I still have to try that.
Yeah, Navarro's good.
It's by Andrew's old house, right? It's by your old house.
Like,
I thought so. Yeah.
What about Slopper? Who has the best Slopper? Because that's what Pueblo's known for. They say that it was invented here. So,
who invented it? I googled it the other day or a week ago.
Grace Coors Tavern, and then the set.
There's two different.
Yeah, the Sunset.
Yeah. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't order sloppers. I usually order chili fries rather than a slopper. But
I'm the same
based
way.
on, because I'm not like super big on burgers, so it's usually like I usually prefer. But I can probably guess based on how good the chili is. I don't know if.
That's what makes the slopper. Yeah. So for me, I don't like Grays. I don't like Coors. I've
never had their chili.
It's good, but it's not my cup of tea. I like the Sunset. They probably have the best. So
I like Sunset.
Oh yeah, your mom. Absolutely. I don't usually get sloppers from her though, so I get everything else. So when I'm
that's not
eating
his
your
mom
mom's
that
food,
Juanita's.
That's what.
yeah,
That's different.
I'm driving down the
That's Nick's
highway.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Oh, Nick's mom.
brother-in-law's mom.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I was gonna say, like, when it comes to Juanita's shop, I'm usually buying over there without. I don't get sloppers because I have to get something I can put in my hand
They don't
while I'm
really
driving
have
100 miles an hour.
They don't really have
Mhm.
like sloppers though. I mean, I guess you can make your own, like buy a burger and then buy like a chili on the
Smother it.
side and make your own.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine it'd be very good, but the closest thing they have is like a slopper, I guess, that's on the menu is like a burger that has like the diced Pueblo green chili on it.
The green chili burger. I've had that from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good. It's a very good burger.
You know, it's not even a Mexican place, but Brews has really good chili. Brews Ale House. I just like how it's sweet. I like sweetness in like everything, like spaghetti sauce, like
Yeah.
chili, obviously. Yeah. So I like how sweet their chili is. It's not as like traditional Pueblo Mexican chili though. It's not like that necessarily.
I've never been to Brews Ale House. I've never been there.
I have not
It's
either.
actually good. You guys got to try it. Their chili's good. I don't know. I don't know if you're like very strict on what type of chili you like, but if you're open to try like some other like styles of Pueblo chili, theirs is like really sweet and it's good.
Seeing, I've had a lot of people that come from like up north or out of state, and they say, "Hey, we're going to Pueblo for the fair or the Chili Frijole Festival. Where's a good place to get a burger?" I always tell them to go to Brews, and I've never been there.
That's
just
funny.
like the place in town. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah,
and the river walk's nice, so I'm like, oh yeah, go to Brews. That's what I always tell everybody. I don't,
and it looks nice. Like you're not sending them to a bad neighborhood or anything.
Yep. Well, that's the old police station. That's where the police station used to be. So I remember the police department being there, and then they redid it. And there's a hotel connected to it now too.
The Clink.
Yep. There you go. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. So, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go, but it's just, I don't know. I don't go out in Pueblo very often unless I could just grab the food and go. So I've never.
That's me too.
Yeah.
I don't really eat out here very often.
Yeah. I like to actually. I've ate out at quite a bit of places here. Me and Kate like to go, like if we have time, sometimes on Fridays or on the weekend, we'll like go eat somewhere. One of our favorites is actually Cactus Flower. They're really good.
Cactus
Mexican
Flower
food.
is very good.
A lot of people, I don't know why, a lot of people hate on them, but I think they're good. So
I think it's more not traditional Pueblo style of what people.
Yeah, probably.
Hear. That is true. Yeah.
They have really good fried ice cream. Have you guys had their fried ice cream yet?
Oh yeah, it's good.
I haven't.
Awesome.
It's very awesome. Good.
Yep. So with the food places and everything, do you guys have like, I know you don't drink one, neither do I, but if you were to get drunk and be on a hangover, what's the one spot you would go to get something, and what would it be?
I feel like it would be chili fries. I don't know where. Oh, probably chili fries at Los, just because how easy it is. And like, honestly, that's not even my favorite at all. My favorite chili fries. But I feel like if I did for some reason get drunk and I was like on a hangover, that's where I would go. I don't know why. That just seems like a place that people do that at.
You know, I was going to say chili fries too, because Los Canales, and
they're open late.
That's
mine's breakfast burritos. I will instantly go get a breakfast burrito. I don't know why.
Where's the place you would go?
Most of the time it's Los Carnales, but sometimes it'll be Adolfo's too.
Yeah, Adolfo's too. They got
it just depends what side of town I'm on, really, to be honest.
I haven't been to Adolfo's in years. I used to go all the time when I worked at Albertsons as a teenager, but I haven't been there in a long time. I don't know why. I just haven't been there in a really long time. I actually forgot they were around.
It's better than Los right now.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's definitely better than Los. The bacon is real bacon. It's not like chunks of ham.
Their bacon breakfast is good, and so is that California burrito. Oh my god!
Everyone likes their California burrito. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try it.
It's amazing.
When Angel and I first met and started dating like 10 years ago, we didn't have a car or anything, so we were riding the bus everywhere. So if there wasn't a bus stop next to a place, we weren't eating it. So now that we have a car, we're kind of like, oh, let's just go to Chipotle's or let's just go to Paskey's. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like it's not one of those things anymore. You forget where you came from when you had a bus stop right outside of Adolfo's by the King Super, so you can stop.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's been a long time since I've been there. I didn't even think about that place. So that Adolfo's on the south side by the King Supers. I know you guys aren't old enough to remember, but that used to be a Baskin Robbins. So before they remodeled that King Supers, that was a Baskin Robbins. Yep,
they should have kept that a Baskin Robbins.
Yep. It was that King Supers was so different on the south side that when you walked in, they had a barber shop inside it. So, and then there was that Baskin Robbins on the outside. I remember that. I was small. You guys would have to ask your parents because I'm sure they would remember. But yeah, definitely that was.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't even know we had one.
Baskin Robbins for a long, long time.
I didn't know we had one before the newest, like the one we have now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Dunkin' Donuts. You know the Los Canales in Belmont on Bonfort. That used to be a Dunkin' Donuts.
That's the one I go to usually.
Yeah.
Really?
That used to be a Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, they screwed me over. Why would they change it?
The other thing, which I don't know if you guys knew this, but so you know where the mall is, and you're coming up 29th Street, and you turn left to go to the mall, and there's the like piercing place and all that. There's that Mexican restaurant right there, just before Wells Fargo Bank, right in between is that yellow building.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that used to be a Chuck E. Cheese. Pueblo had a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh yeah, we used to have
a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to have a Peter Piper pizza where the Mongolian grill is too. So we used to have those things in Pueblo.
I feel like
was it back in the day.
I feel like my first birthday was at either Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper's Pizza or something.
I think they were closed. Well, I don't know. Juan had you pretty young. Your dad had you pretty young. So
I think they said it was open like literally up until my first birthday, and then it closed like very shortly after. It would have been
Peter Piper then, because Chuck E. Cheese closed before your dad even discovered what was down there. So.
Okay, then it probably was. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they told me, someone told me my first birthday was there. I don't know if it was my mom or my dad, but
Peter Piper was the shit, man. Like they had the best tasting cockroaches on top of their pizzas. And then you didn't even have to like walk yourself out to the car because the cockroaches would take you to the car when you were done in the arcade. So it was
just ride them.
Yeah. But yeah, those are things that Pueblo used to have long time ago. So it's been a long time since
we used to have a Toys R Us too.
Yep. Where the
I do remember that. Yeah.
Goodwill.
Where the Goodwill is. That was a Toys R Us. We used to have KB Toys in the mall. And then we actually had a McDonald's in the mall where you actually walked in and sat down. So I don't know. That was a long time ago. And I don't even remember what part of the mall it was at, but it was like separate from the food court. You used to be able to walk all the way in and sit down. It was an actual McDonald's in the mall.
Dang.
So, the Walmarts, I don't know if you guys, you wouldn't remember that before they were super Walmarts, when they were just regular Walmarts, and it was general merchandise, like 80% general merchandise and 20% groceries. They didn't have like fruits. It kind of looked like a Dollar General, but bigger. They used to have McDonald's, a sit-in McDonald's in the food court at a Walmart.
I definitely didn't know that. Yeah.
You should ask your papa, Juan. He used to work at Walmart when it was like that. You should ask him what it was like
really?
before they turned to super Walmarts. Yeah.
He's had some cool jobs.
Who, Papa?
He used to work at Jolly Rancher, right?
Yep. He used to work at
factory in Golden.
Rancher. Yep.
Was that in Golden, Colorado?
Yep.
Yeah. He was a candy maker.
And so they used to wear these big gloves, you put them on your hands so you wouldn't get the melted Jolly Rancher. Papa used to just grab them, and he has a scar on his arm where he had a Jolly Rancher burn. That Jolly Rancher had a little store inside it where all the Jolly Rancher candies and the chocolates and stuff were in there. And Papa used to take us in there, and we used to be able to pick a candy when we were kids. So I remember that when he worked there.
My dad said he always used to bring home candy. He used to bring home like freshly made Jolly Ranchers and stuff. Ranchers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think that wasn't that one of the first Jolly Rancher factories or something like that, or the main one?
It was the only one in Colorado. I don't know if it was a main one. I know it was one of the bigger ones for the nation.
Let's see.
But Yeah. He's had quite a few jobs. He worked for a radiator company. He used to pick up cars, and then they'd break down the radiators. Back in the day, they weren't made of plastic, so he used to break them down and resolder them and put them back on, and then drive the car back to the people. So he used to do stuff like that.
Here we go. It was the first Jolly Rancher factory. It was founded in Golden, Colorado.
Yep, that's where Papa worked when I was little.
Yeah, that's
And
super
we used
cool.
to eat Jolly Ranchers all the time. We used to eat Jolly Ranchers and watch WWF wrestling when Hulk Hogan was the main guy back then. So I used to call him the diaper guy because I didn't know. I just thought he wore a diaper, you know.
The
But yeah,
Speedo or whatever. Yeah,
Papa.
that's funny.
Back in the days when the Broncos were a winning team and they had John Elway as a quarterback.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's how long ago that was. We were living up there. We used to he used to walk us to the mall, and I think it's in Westminster was the mall, the original mall. He used to walk us there, and there was a pizza place in that food court that the pizzas, you know what a paper plate looks like the size of a paper plate. These pizzas were so big they would hang off of both sides. Or at least it looked that way when I was a kid, but like now they're probably different ones. But yeah, that's what it. I have memories of Papa walking down the highway there. Huh?
Fat Sully's in Denver's like that. Their pizza slices are gigantic.
Yeah.
Their pizzas take up
mall had one
like bigger than the whole table. Yeah.
They used to have a place that had slices like that. So those are. You'd have to ask Papa about some of those jobs he's had. He's had quite a few interesting jobs.
For sure.
He used to work at the pets department at Walmart. That's how I know. We had a snake, a bird. Like he used to bring home, instead of killing the animals in the back, you know, where they had to kill them if they were paralyzed or whatever, Papa would bring them home. So we always had pets. Always had pets.
That's cool.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's cool though. All right, real quick, let's switch topics again. Let's go back to jiu-jitsu because that's like one of your main things, and I feel like we haven't talked about it enough. What would you say your favorite submission is? We usually ask people who train, like, what's your favorite submission/move is, I guess you would say.
Favorite submission is probably the triangle.
Triangle? For sure.
Yeah, it's kind of something that I've always done since like I first started pretty much.
Yeah. I would say that's like your most hit move for sure. Your most hit triangle, like in tournaments especially. You've definitely won most of your matches by triangle.
So do you prefer to work off the back?
So
guard player or top player? Yeah.
Thank you.
I used to be a guard player, but lately I've been kind of switching. I mean, I've been kind of 50-50 lately because I've been learning more of like the leg lock scene and stuff. But I've been trying to implement a lot more top game too. I want to be well-rounded. So.
Okay. So with getting on top, what about wrestling? What have you been working your wrestling? Because
a little bit, yeah. So it's something I know I should have been working a long time ago, a lot more, but never did. So now, yeah, I feel like my stand-up's not terrible, but it's definitely not the best.
So do you have a go-to takedown that you get every time, or is that something you're still working on?
That's definitely something I'm still working on for sure. I don't really have like a signature takedown or anything like that.
For people who don't train,
go ahead, Juan, and then I'll ask.
For people who don't train, like they don't really know the cliches. Jiu-jitsu guys not knowing how to wrestle is a big cliche, and it's a true one. Because we do like all of our training on the ground already, and we don't train the takedowns as much. So like that's one thing that we all need to do better at for sure. But I've been working on mine too. So, but what were you gonna say?
As far as like transitioning in randori, do you guys start from standing? Do you do that transition, or does everything start from the ground?
Kind of depends on the size of class. So like if we got like smaller size classes and they're like partners willing to do some stand up with you, then yeah, you could do some stand up. But most of the time, if it's a bigger class, everybody prefers to be on the floor, so you don't pick somebody up off a double leg and slam them on top of somebody's head.
Yeah, yeah. It
It's not
depends on the
ideal.
person too. Not everyone likes to, like, especially like hobbyists. They don't really care to learn stand up as much. So it
Yeah,
depends on your partner too. If they want to wrestle, like competitors should, you should always try to wrestle, but
100%. Yeah,
at least
wrestling's
start
becoming
standing.
super big in jiu-jitsu right now.
One time while I was training in the gym, I was starting from standing with Carrick. And I don't know, Juan, if you'll remember this, but he took me down and my toe got stuck in the mat
Oh
and he
yeah,
dislocated my
I
toe
remember.
completely. It was hanging at a perfect 90-degree angle. And Carrick doesn't like bone breaks and stuff like that. He was pretty grossed out. And I had to have one of the coaches pop it back into place, and I taped it up and went back out there thinking I was tough. But really, it was just because everybody was around. I stayed tough. When I got home, I cried like a baby. That shit hurt.
I'll tell you what,
I do
jiu-jitsu is
remember that.
one sport that you are bound to get injuries from. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly though, you don't have to. It kind of depends on how you train. Like if
If you're
you're more
definitely like
so focused,
competitor side,
yeah,
yeah,
if you're a competitor, it's probably going to happen at some point. But if you're a hobbyist, you can definitely stay safe for I
as long as
like me,
you stay with people that make you feel safe when you're rolling.
yeah, yeah. If you have safe partners, a good gym, yeah.
So how do
Like
you?
I'm a competitor and I haven't had any like super serious injuries really, like any super bad ones. Like I've obviously had a lot of injuries, but they're never like super bad.
How do you guys cope with dealing with somebody that's dangerous or not safe in the gym?
For me, so I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't really encounter it too often. Like
Yeah,
most of our training
people at our
partners are
gym are
pretty
pretty,
safe. Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty good about things like that. But I feel like if I was to encounter somebody like that, it's more of like just, I don't know. It's like that's a hard question to answer, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure how I would handle something like that. I guess I know I know like what I can like my limits on certain things and stuff like that. So I guess just stay within your limits and be sure they know like if you're tapping that they know you're tapping, stuff like that.
I would, if you're really worried about it, just don't roll with them. Like if you could tell, like if you're
Yeah,
watching,
that is
you're
true.
looking at the room and you're like, well, this guy does not look like a safe training partner. Like he's all spazzy. And if he asked me to roll, I'd just be like, no, I'm not rolling with you. Like you could be respectful about it, but
Yeah.
like, just be like, I don't feel comfortable rolling with you. Sorry.
So
And
you're
if they
telling me
take
when I go
offense, then
back and I look at all you guys destroying each other, I could say, no, I'm not rolling with any of you guys. Sorry, I don't feel safe. And you guys won't
no,
say
that's
anything?
Well,
different.
well, it
That's
doesn't
different.
work the same way when you're related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. One time I went back and I just went back for a random randori, and I can't remember who I was rolling with, but they were like brand new, like 2 weeks in. And I just kind of rolled to my back and let them take top position. And that's all I heard the whole time. Come on, Joe, you're better than that. What is wrong with you? I'm like, why do I have to be related to half this freaking gym? So just let me cry, okay? Just let me lay on the ground and cry. But no, they don't let up.
No, not at all.
That's funny. No, so I mean at B team I had this actually just happened. I was rolling with this guy at B team. He didn't train there. He was also a drop in from Canada. Oh, that'd be funny if you watch this. I could care less. But we were rolling and he got all salty because I knee barred him. So I submitted him and then he got all salty and he started going all hard and he was like ripping on Aoki locks. That's like a type of leg lock that would hurt your knee. And he's like ripping like as hard as he can. He's like basically just trying to injure me, it felt like. And I was just chilling because he wasn't actually doing anything like that could injure me because he wasn't doing it right. So I was just rolling out and basically just rolling him up. And after the roll, he just like turned away and walked away. He didn't like give me a slap and a bump or anything. It was pretty funny.
That's definitely something you'll like definitely encounter though. There is definitely
Possibly.
people that will get upset when you submit them, even in
Yeah.
training scenes.
That's probably the worst I've had though. I don't have people who try to injure me ever. Like
Yeah,
that's probably the
that
worst.
is a little
I've been
crazy.
training for like 10, 11 years and that never happens. Like, so if you're like someone who's worried to start because of that, I wouldn't be. Like, that doesn't happen very often, especially if you're just training at like a local gym. But I was at a gym with a lot of like high level big names. So I think that guy felt like he had something to prove.
Yeah.
And he was pretty sad that I submitted him. So, but to answer your question, if you're someone and you're like, oh, I really don't think me rolling with this person is safe, just tell them. If you don't know beforehand and you already start the roll and then they start going all crazy and spazzy, just tap early. Like, or even if you have to stop the roll, just be like, oh man, like you could even lie and just be like, oh, I think I tweaked my knee. I'm going to go sit out. You know what I mean? Or like,
Yeah, let me write that one down because I'm going to need that one. No. You
just,
guys have a great group of people in that gym. I've never really had issues, even when we were a lot smaller. When I was training with you guys, it was a lot smaller of a group. We had like one guy, but Josh did a good job at wearing
oh
him
yeah.
out before we even rolled with them. And I don't have to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. One, we just had the one guy in that small group, and Josh would wear his ass out during like exercises and like warm up and everything. So he was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
calm by the time we were doing live rolls. So it wasn't bad. I mean, we just we were a tight knit group then and just kind of stuck with that. And I think you and Josh and all the other coaches have done a good job of keeping everybody grounded in that gym. So even when you guys get those
Yeah.
weird oddball, arrogant MMA fighters that go in and roll with you guys, sometimes they stay pretty grounded once they see how hard even the white belts are trained, because those guys
Mhm.
get lit up pretty quick when they go in there and do that stuff. So
Yeah, I'd say so. We don't really have people that yeah, are unsafe. Like obviously if we did, we would kick them out. Like there, we wouldn't keep people like that, or we would
yeah.
give them a serious talk and a warning. So we don't really have issues with it. People are pretty, like everyone there is pretty much a good partner. You don't really have to worry
Yeah,
about it at our
definitely.
gym.
Yeah. Are you a coach also, Drew, or are you, now that you're a blue belt, are you more like a mentor to the white belts? So how does that work?
So I was like pretty much like an assistant coach for, I want to say 2 years, I think, maybe a year and a half. And then I got my new job and it kind of restricted me, but I'm kind of making my way back to it a little bit more now. So I help out with a couple classes now, but before I was pretty much helping every day coach all the little kids classes and stuff like that.
So with you and your blue belt, what would you tell somebody that's been training for a few years and they have their white belt and they're getting ready to test for their blue belt? What kind of advice would you give somebody like that, or even somebody who's frustrated with feeling like they've been a white belt too long? Because I know that happens sometimes too.
Well, there's a reason for people that stay white belts. If that's one thing that I feel like anybody should do, do not like feel like you should be a blue belt. Like they say 2 years is normally your guideline for like when you're supposed to get promoted. And that's not always true. Like some gyms promote differently and it's all dependent on where your skill level is and stuff like that. So the only advice I could really give to somebody that's like struggling, like or 3 years into it and are still a white belt is it just seems like you have stuff that you still need to improve on and just focus on improving and less on getting that promotion. If you just focus on getting yourself better, that promotion will come by itself. It's not really something that you have to set your eyes on.
Yeah.
I would just focus on improving your overall like ability in the sport.
Yeah, I
And
think
And
you
you
that's the
guys,
should.
way I thought of it. I had never thought of it as like I wasn't going every day to get my blue belt. I was going every day because I just wanted to be better in the
yeah,
sport, be able to compete better and stuff like that. So it was everybody's going to look at it differently. Like hobbyists will mostly look at it towards the belt side, which I don't really have an opinion on because I don't look at it towards the belt side because I compete. So when I got my blue belt, the only reason I was really happy about it is just because now I don't have really much restrictions anymore when it comes to submission types, stuff like that. So now I can fully start training to like compete like advanced wise. So I'd say to answer your question, like advice I'd give is just don't worry about the promotion. Just keep training, and I'm sure that promotion will come as soon as your professor or anybody sees like that you're at that level.
Yeah, I would
I,
agree.
everybody they just try to rush it too quick. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes everybody believes they're above a certain point than they really are.
Yeah, promotions don't really matter. I mean, it's literally a belt that it kind of drives me crazy when grown men or grown women will like either quit a gym because of a little cloth 2-inch thick cloth thing that wraps around their waist that's a different color. Like if you look at it as an outsider, like you're quitting jujitsu because you didn't get a belt. Like if you don't
Yeah,
train, it sounds
exactly.
stupid. Like so like really I think belts are good they're big accomplishments, I'd say. Like I wouldn't say don't not care at all. Like if that's your thing, like you want to get promoted, your goal is to be a black belt, that's awesome. I think you should do that, but you shouldn't be like, harassing your coach like when am I getting promoted? Or
Yeah.
I think you just need to focus
Yeah,
on
that's
getting
for
better at
sure.
jujitsu, and like he said, your skill level will show where you're at. Like your coach will know like, oh, he's ready. So
Yeah.
it's not
I
it's
found
not
too it's a lot easier when you don't really focus on like I don't know, like focus on trying to just get a new belt. And like the way it worked for me was like not focusing on just like towards the belt was just like it was so much better just going to train just because I wanted to train and be better than trying to be like, oh, I need to get this good before this time so I can get promoted and stuff like that. Like it just felt a lot better to know that I just kept going to the gym and doing the classes, training, all that stuff, and uh, the coach, which in my case is Josh, noticed that I've improved a lot and stuff like that, and felt like I was ready for that. So
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah. But yeah,
I
pretty
figured that'd
accurate.
be a good question and good perspective for somebody that's got their blue belt right now and they're not already a black belt, because 10 years is a long time, but
Yeah.
I mean, for you to promote as many belts as you have, I'm sure it's different every time. But I
I
don't know
think,
how long
yeah.
you've been a blue belt, Drew, but for me, being a white belt when I did train, I really didn't work towards the blue belt, but um, like that first year and a half just went by so fast. It was like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
yes,
It went
it
by so fast.
does.
I wasn't
Goes
thinking
by
about that. And
extremely quick.
I didn't stay long enough to get promoted, but my thing is there are guys out there that it doesn't go by that fast for them. I was wondering what that would be as far as perspective, because it's different for everybody. Everybody sees things differently. So
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's got different opinions on everything.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I think getting out of that white belt is a big deal though, because it shows that you've dedicated yourself enough
yeah.
to reach the next level. I think it's
Do you
pretty
guys know what
cool.
the statistics are for somebody? Like how
That's
long
interesting.
they last in jujitsu once they get their, like, how many white belts become blue belts, how many blue belts become a purple belt, and so on. Do you know what the stats are
I know, like from
I don't
what
know
I've heard,
exactly.
most people that get their blue belts, a lot of the time they end up quitting.
after they get their blue
I
belt?
have them right here. Let's see. I don't know how
Yeah,
accurate this is, but I just looked it up. Let me screen mirror this real quick so you guys can see. This is from SureDog, a SureDog forum. I don't know how accurate
Mhm.
it is, but we'll check it out. Let me share this. So this one right here says 15% of all who initially sign up for BJJ class. Blue belt is 15%. So 15% of people who sign up get to blue belt. 3% get to purple. 0.2% get to brown, and 0.01 get to black
Yeah, that's crazy.
from people who originally sign up.
That's like a mind-blowing statistic. They're like, holy crap.
it
I
is
heard I
extreme.
heard you're more likely to run into a murderer. Like there's more likely a murderer in the room with you than a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
I heard
That's
that random
crazy.
statistic. Yeah.
That is that's like an oddball random statistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're gonna make me think when I'm sitting there and looking at. There's 40 people here. How many are there
Yeah,
murderers?
let's see.
I only see
Like,
2
is there a
black guys.
murderer or a black belt in here? I don't know. One of the, yeah, so that's pretty crazy. And that seems about accurate, though. I'd say, like, if we looked at our numbers, it'd probably be similar to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of those people who sign up for a couple months, it's tough to stick to something that long or to dedicate so much of your life to something and be disciplined. Like, discipline's the biggest thing, and it's so hard to do.
Well, the hardest part of anything, starting anything new, and I could say this because I've made so many excuses over the years. When I first did it, I was in shape. I absolutely was in decent shape, not the best shape of my life, but I was in pretty good shape. So it wasn't hard for me to go into jujitsu and start training every day and doing that. That pain from starting and being sore was a lot smaller than it is now. Every time I've gone in and made an excuse, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 classes. I'm dying. I'm like, the hell with it. I could just make an excuse and stay home. So I know that's probably why a lot of them do drop out. There is no easy transition, even if you're just going in and sitting on the air bike and running on the air or using the air bike and then going and doing a few warm-ups. The warm-ups are there to teach you the movements, and those warm-ups kill your body when you're not in any shape to do them to begin with. So there's no easy transition into jiu-jitsu. I don't think so I could see why people drop out within the first few months, just to break through that wall of mental and physical fatigue is a hard thing to do. And I struggle with that
tough.
now. Bro, I know. Like I struggle just thinking about it. Like, oh shit, do I really have to do this again? I'm starting in December and I got to break myself through it. So hopefully this will be my last time without an excuse, but yeah, no, I could see that.
It's tough. Yeah. I think you just gotta, discipline's the biggest thing. You just gotta be disciplined, it's really tough. It's easier said than done. You just gotta not make excuses for yourself, call yourself out.
Yeah,
But
that's hard.
if you have people to hold you accountable too, that helps. But you can set a goal.
Yeah. Well, we're all human beings. We all know it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and admit when you're at fault for something.
It is.
It really is hard.
Oh yeah, it is. But when you're able, when you get the ability to do that, you'll improve leaps and bounds, though.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So that's something that I've been trying to work on. Like, you have to, as a competitor too. Like, when you watch your own film and stuff, you can't watch it as yourself. You got to watch it as like an outside. Like, man, I was making so many stupid mistakes. Like, instead you want to look at like, oh, that was cool. I did that. That was cool. But
yeah,
it's like the same type of thing. You got to just judge yourself as like an outside person would look at it. Like, how would my coach think of me right now, or something like that? Like, if I was doing this. So I'd say that's a good way to look at it.
Definitely. So Drew, who's your who's the one person in the gym you'd like to shout out and say that they've contributed to the person you are today from when you started in the gym now?
Mine would probably be Juan, to be honest. Juan's like the main reason I got really into it.
There's 3 Juans in that gym.
Well, the Uke Juan.
Okay.
He's kind of like the one that really got me into it, and like always like really pushed me to be like a lot better in the sport and stuff like that, and always would critique me on stuff. So, but I would also say like another big one now would probably be the wrestling coach, Augie. He's definitely, I grapple with him pretty much every class I show up, I grapple with him, and he's a hard role. I mean, and we always critique each other on stuff, and he's definitely helped me improve for sure.
Yeah, that's, you and Augie have you guys are good partners for each other for sure. You're both like at that similar level of like where you guys are at, and that's like a good person to push. Like, you guys can build off of each other a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So, do you have any other jiu-jitsu related questions, Juan? Because I have one question I've been waiting to ask you.
jiu-jitsu related? No, I think we're good. I mean, well, I'm just curious, like, what your goals are with jiu-jitsu. Like, do you want to make it a career, or is it just like I'm just curious, like, what your goals are in jiu-jitsu, I guess.
I would definitely like to make it a career eventually. I mean, I feel like I'm still a little far away from that point, so it's not like an extreme priority right now, but it is definitely something I'd like to do. And it's nice because jiu-jitsu you can do for like years and years. There's not really a big age limit on the sport, so
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't feel like it's something. I mean, obviously I want to try and get to that point before I start like hitting that old man age, but
Yeah. I would say, I honestly, like, some advice I would give you that I'm starting to realize is just fake it till you make it. Be the person that you want to be then. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Don't like be like, I don't know, like, oh, I still have time. I would say be that person now, and then you'll get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
But okay, what's your one question? I think that's it for jiu-jitsu.
So you filled out the questionnaire. Every guest has to fill out a questionnaire. How do you not have a celebrity crush?
I don't know. It's not like something that's super important to me, I guess. It's like
Don't break
I
my heart, man. That's important to me. No.
I would say I had one when I was younger, but I don't
Who
really
was it
have
when you
one
were
now.
younger?
So like I would say back when I was like I would say like 13, 14, something like that. I'd probably say it was Salma Hayek.
Selma Hayek. Okay. I thought you were gonna spit out like Abby Cadabby from Sesame Street, but
No,
What
no,
the-
no, no.
that's a good choice.
Salma Hayek, she's pretty old, huh?
Your age and me,
Older?
but yeah, she's a little older than me.
Yeah.
I know
So
she's
are you
older than
talking-
you. She's
Yeah, she's in her 60s, I think. So she just made that movie Magic Mike, The Last Ride or whatever. She's in that. Yeah, she's in
the
that. You
heck?
didn't
I
watch
did not know that.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Why did I watch Magic
it?
Mike?
I watched them. I watched every single Magic Mike. I went to the movies for that.
God.
That was date night. I had to drag Angel out of the house to watch that because I've been to every
my.
midnight showing for every Magic Mike. So
That's funny. She's like, that's so backwards.
yeah,
That's
didn't wanna
very
go.
backwards.
She didn't want to go. She slept through it. I don't know why. It's a pretty good movie. There's love. There's suspense. There's loss.
Trials and tribulations.
Action. It may not be the type of action everybody wants, but there's action.
That's so funny.
But did you watch? What's that vampire movie that she was in? She did like a
That's
cameo.
Till Dawn.
One. Yes. Is that the type of Salma Hayek you're talking about, Drew?
I don't think I watched that movie, to be honest.
That's a good
with you.
movie.
The like main one that I like really watched her from was
Was it like the Spy Kids or whatever?
Spy Kids? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
well, I would say that, but like the main one was probably like the Grown Ups movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like a newer movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not newer, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's like the main one was Grown Ups.
She was pretty good in Desperado. So if you had a crush on her then, you should probably watch Desperado. That would probably be her best movie. She's not a great actress, but definitely a looker. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Talking about lookers, I have a funny story for you guys. So I went grocery shopping with Angel this week. We're in Walmart. And as we're walking down towards the milk, you know how Walmart always puts the milk at the back of the store. So we're walking from the front to the back of the store. And there's this lady walking the opposite way. And she's got one of those white canes. You could tell she's obviously blind, right? Well, as we're walking, Angel smacks me in the back of the head and said, "Why did you make eye contact with that woman?" I said, "What are you talking about making eye contact with that woman?" She's blind. But keep that in mind. Eye contact even with a blind person, you can get yourself in trouble.
Oh God.
So, talk about lookers. I had to say that. So I had to throw that out there for you guys. She's going to kill me, by the way. I might not be here next week. One, there might just be like a silhouette of me. She's going to knock that shit out.
Oh God. She just puts a posted picture of your face on like a dummy or something.
Yep. But yeah, no, I had to ask the question about the celebrity because I noticed that older people, I should say in their late 30s, mid 30s, they tend to have a celebrity crush, but younger, it seems like you guys have other priorities, which is a good thing. But I know you guys don't generally have them. So
Yeah, that's true. Like, I feel like younger people don't have them as much for some reason.
mm-mm. It was a bigger thing. I think the culture was different when I was younger. So that was more prominent. Now it's the culture's changed. So, those things aren't a forefront in the kid's mind.
Well, all the younger kids now are too afraid to know if it's a guy or a girl now.
Well, again, this is pretty bad. Angel and I had this conversation. We went to a Dutch Bros, and the man in the drive-thru that was talking to us sounded more like a woman and had long hair like a woman. And then we get to the window to get our stuff, and the woman in the window looked exactly like the man outside.
What the?
But her voice was different, so we couldn't tell which one was, the boy or the girl. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's their preference. But Angel told me, how scary would it be to date somebody nowadays? Like how scary would it be to not know?
Yeah,
and I told them, they all look the same from the back.
If you
that's definitely a question that should be asked for sure.
I know. Jeez, I feel like
it
that's
needs to be.
I feel like that's like first date. Like you should be like, I'm a biological man.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a really touchy subject, and I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't want to worry about that.
Yeah, so, I know. That's
I feel sorry for you guys. I know you're taking one. I don't know about you, Drew, but
no.
So nope, he's got to worry about it.
Good luck with your dating life, Drew.
He doesn't have to worry about it. He's into the lady boys.
Is he? Oh,
no, okay. Definitely not. Definitely not.
You got to take.
I'm scared. I'll run the other direction.
You got any big plans for Thanksgiving, Drew?
I believe I'm having like a dinner and stuff with my parents and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really think so.
No.
You gonna go to the Thanksgiving roll?
Yes, I do plan on going there for sure.
Nice.
And I've talked about my Thanksgiving. You talked about your Thanksgiving, right, one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to show my shirt, guys. This is one of my designs. So here.
At Thingamies LLC.
Yep. Thank you. So a shameless plug. If you guys want to just search Amazon Thingamies on Amazon, and you can purchase one. Get it in 3 days.
Not bad. Not bad.
No. I'm getting it ready to get into the Christmas season. I already am. I mean, I'm watching Hallmark Channel movies. I didn't watch a regular movie all week. I am going to watch the Marvels movie tonight with the kids. So I'm not excited. I talked about that last week, and fortunately we're going to that tonight. So
I've heard it's actually a pretty good movie. Like, I know a lot of people were like really hating on it and stuff like that and didn't really expect much, but a lot of the people that I've seen that have watched it have said it's actually a pretty good movie.
Well, hopefully it is. I'm going to be sitting through it tonight. So I wanted to watch it in 3D. At least it would make it more exciting for me because I'm not hyped at all, but we're just going to watch a regular standard.
3D movies are great. I love watching 3D movies.
I'm an old man, so I have bifocal glasses, and I bought the lens that goes over them for 3D lenses.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I wanted to go try them out, but I couldn't use that movie as an excuse either. So I don't know.
I just set the 3D glasses over my glasses, and I'm good.
Dude, I can't do that. It makes me sick. Like I get nauseated. It's crazy.
Really? I feel fine whenever I've done it.
Yeah.
Real quick, back to Thanksgiving. We have LJ's made what was the video that you were talking, the dog food?
Yep. Homemade dog food for Thanksgiving. I do have that video.
Thanksgiving meal for dogs. We're gonna have that posted. Thanksgiving's next Thursday?
Yep.
Yes.
You think we should post that Monday?
Yeah, we can post it Monday.
So they have time to prep.
I have to say, doing that video, it wasn't hard cooking or doing any of that. It was the voiceover stuff that stressed me out, and I screwed up so bad. Over and over and over again. I had to take after take after take. So I believe you have some a clip or something you could put up with that as well, right?
Yeah, we'll have a blooper reel probably. So
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
looking
Unfortunately,
out for
Angel
that.
was recording in the background while I
Yeah.
was pissed off trying to do my voiceover. So,
Yep.
yeah, but it's a good recipe. The pups liked it. I'm gonna remake it for Juan and his pups. So Drew, you'll be there. You'll be able to see it when he gets to, when he has to try it. Don't let Kate eat any of it, okay?
All right, I won't.
Any other news? Anything else that you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Is there anything, Andrew?
I don't think so.
Well, then maybe it's time for some advice, right?
Yeah. See, weekly advice.
Yeah. Don't be worried if she hasn't texted you back. Most people only check their phone every 3 seconds.
Okay.
So that's really for Drew.
He needs that one.
Yeah.
I do need that one.
So there you go.
Every week, weekly advice here at Garrulous. Come back next week.
It was nice having you, Drew.
Yeah, it was nice talking
to
you guys.
Yeah. I haven't seen you in a long time, so it was nice.
I know. Yeah, we'll have to have you on again eventually, and then we could talk more about jiu-jitsu and
video games.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about video games next time. Yeah,
definitely.
Could always do a part 2 and do a second one for the following week, and we talk about video games.
Yeah, we could do that. So. Okay, cool.
Yep. See you guys later.
Right. See you guys next week. Peace.
Yep.